Hello, lovely viewers and friends of Worldwide. I thank God that by His grace and mercy we've been able to meet today. In today's Worldwide of Reflection, I would like us to consider the issue of bitterness. I am sure that in one way or the other, you have experienced such even in your Christian journey. There was one person who stepped on your toes for which you were not happy about, and that you harbored anger in you as a result of the incident which happened. But in scriptures, Paul cautions us on dealing with bitterness. If bitterness is something which is good for us, why would Paul caution us on this issue? Now, when we talk about bitterness, it is referring to a deep-seated anger, or let's say resentment in our hearts, just as a result of certain incidents which happened between us and certain people, which has caused that pain to us. But Paul tells us in Ephesians chapter 4, verses 31 and 32, that get rid of all bitterness, rage and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. And so this is Paul's caution to us. Why would Paul tell us to do away with bitterness? Because bitterness brings about emotional distress. When we do not have inner peace within us, anyone who has hurt us or wronged us, immediately we see the person, we begin to get angry. We begin to frown our face. We get annoyed of this person. Deep within ourselves, we have emotional distress. We are not happy. The other thing is that it hinders our relationship with God and with those who we relate with. And so we need to be very mindful that we do away with bitterness, else it's going to disturb us. We also realize that we have physical health issues when we harbor bitterness in our lives. For this reason, Paul cautions us to do away with bitterness. In fact, what is it someone has done for which we cannot forgive? And so in handling the issue of bitterness, Paul tells us that we should be compassionate, we should be kind, we should learn to forgive as Christ has forgiven us. If we refuse to forgive our fellow friend and we harbor bitterness in our lives, we are hurting our own selves. And so the best way to do away with bitterness is to forgive. Let go whatever issue which has happened. And I believe strongly that as you forgive, the good Lord would bless you and grant you the heart to sustain all kinds of things which would come into your way, and also give you that heart to live in His precepts. May the good Lord bless you and making time watching us in today's World of Reflection. I pray that the good Lord would grant us strength to do away with bitterness. Goodbye.